What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back today with another stream. I wasn't going to stream today. I wasn't planning to. First of all, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You know, all the dads and people's dads. Happy Father's Day to you guys. Hope you guys have a good day. But so Josh Robbins, reporter for The Athletic for the Wizards, dropped an article on Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal said that his decision is pretty much made. He knows what he's going to do. He wasn't going to say what he was going to do because he's still fulfilling the obligations of his current contract, so it wouldn't be professional to tell us what his decision is. So we're going to get into that, and also some Kyle Kuzma extension talk. If you guys didn't know, Matt, my guy Matt, over at Believe in Wizards, he dropped a podcast episode with Quentin Mayo. Really good episode. You guys should check it out. And Quentin was basically saying that Kyle Kuzma wants his contract extension, now. And that him and his agent and Tommy have been talking about contract extensions and all that good stuff. Mackie, what's going on? Lior, what's going on, bro? How are you guys doing this? Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for popping up in the stream on a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, whichever one you guys prefer. If you're in here, make sure to like the video. Hopes it gets seen, all that good stuff. If you want to become a channel member, links to that is in the description. If you want to donate and support in that way, support the Move Out Fund, you guys can go ahead and do that too if you want to. But we got some Wizards talk today, man. We got some stuff to talk about. So, number one, what is Bradley Beal's decision going to be? From the outside looking in, it may seem as if, that's all he may be gone. Come on, man. Guys, we all know. We all know Brad's coming back. This isn't a question. Brad's coming back. The dude just opened up a court. He's at the Mystics games. I told you yesterday. He's going to sign that money. I have like 248 or 250 million reasons why he's going to be coming back to the Washington Wizards. Roadrunner, you said Bill is Wiz for life. Hey, if he wants to, I'm sure the Wizards will be willing to do that for him. Zay, you said, well, damn, if Kyle wanted an extension and seeing that Rui more likely than likely staying and not getting traded, that Brad free agency talk just makes things more interesting. Yeah. We spoke about it. We've been speaking about it this last week. It's interesting because a lot of people got to get paid. Because what about with KP? Have they had conversations? Have KP and his agents have conversations with Tommy too about wanting to get paid? Kyle's talking about, hey, I want to get my bread. Brad's about to get his bread. And then Rui's walking into restricted free agency. And then Porzingis is like, I will be a little bit more wary on Porzingis because of the injury stuff. Lior, you said stay for sure. I agree. A $250 million for tier 4 star. It's an overpay. It's definitely an overpay for Bradley Beal. Is Bradley Beal worth all that money? Realistically, no. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Bradley Beal is not worth all that money. But I understand why the Wizards want to do it. Logically looking at it as from a fan's perspective, the dude's about to be making more money than Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is insane. Zay, you said, but yeah, Brad not turning down that money. Yeah, facts. Money talks, man. Money talks. Money truly, truly talks. Bob Aved, he said the only crazy thing probably is going to be his bank account. Facts. When that money start filtering in, his account finna be looking good. I need a little bit of that. I need a little bit of a donation from him. Chef, you said I don't care if he stays or goes, to be honest, but he will take the money. Stupid if he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money to turn down. And I mean, even if you go to another team, you're losing out on like 100 mil almost or something like that. I know it's like they said another team can only offer him like 184 million or something like that, way less than what the Wizards can offer him. I mean, hey, if you talking about financials and set your family up for life, you take the money, man. And Brad's a big family guy. Brandon, you said what's going on, D? What's happening, Brandon? Thanks for joining the stream, brother. Mackie, you said, when was the last time a team without a superstar top 6 or 7 talent won a championship? Good question. I don't know. I mean, everybody has. I don't know. That's a great. I mean, I don't know. Because Warriors just won. Steph's top 10 talent. They used to be Lakers. Bron, obviously. AD when he's playing well. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know when the Wizards will ever be championship contenders. That's a good question. Chubby said Miami will go after Rui in free agency if the Wizards don't give him a decent pay. Yeah, it's interesting, man, what they're going to do with Rui. I wonder if it possibly comes down between like maybe a Rui or a Kuzma thing, and they have to pick, and whichever one they pick, the opposite has to go, because they just may not be able to afford him and Porzingis. Like, let's say Kuzma signs, they sign Kuzma to however much money, and then Kristaps Porzingis' agent is like, all right, we kind of want to start talking about our extension, and then it's like, can you pay him after you just paid Bad and you just paid Kuzma? Can you really afford Rui? I don't know. They may have to make a move and move on from him. Bob, you say he's going to sign the 250, then the remorse will hit next season or the year after, and he'll axe out. I mean, it's like this is a move. This is a move you make when you kind of just know. Like, you know that's like, there's a high possibility that you won't be successful winning-wise by taking this deal. Like, Brad's taking this deal for the money. It's no way Bradley Beal is accepting this contract with the real possibility that the Washington Wizards are going to be like legitimate contenders. It's no way. So him signing this contract, he has to know the possibilities and probability of him losing is really great. It's high. Brandy said the Pistons are like the last one. Yeah. It's tough winning without like a top 10 player. Like, it's really tough. Happy was going on. You said hashtag so Wizards will never end, huh? The day hashtag so Wizards will end, man, I don't know what I'll say. But you always got your hashtag so Wizards, bro. It just wouldn't be the Washington Wizards without it. Shab, you said please trade Rui over Kuz. I would take Kuz over Rui, definitely. I personally would take Kuzma over Rui. Chip, you said they need both Kuz and Rui short in the bench. Yeah, I mean I would like for everybody to stay, but realistically, and with the Wizards cap situation, I just don't think it's possible that everybody can stay. I don't think it's possible. Brad's about to make all this money, and then Kuzma's talking about, I want my extension, and then Porzingis, especially if Porzingis is hooping, he's going to want big money. And then it's like, if Rui's coming off the bench, how much money are you realistically wanting to give him? I just don't see a situation where everybody gets to stay. I mean, because then eventually you're going to be looking at Denny Avdia as well when his time comes. Like, it's just going to be really difficult. It's going to be difficult, man, to keep everybody. OBJ, what's going on, bro? You said I know damn well he wouldn't go to the Lakers. Lakers fans and la la la. Yeah, they was talking about Lakers. The Lakers can be interested. Like I say this all the time. I can be interested in Rihanna. That doesn't mean anything. Like, people are interested in things all the time. That does not mean anything. The Lakers don't have any kind of assets that are attractive to the Wizards. Who on the Lakers is an attractive asset for the Washington Wizards? Absolutely nobody. The Lakers should be at the bottom of the list of Brad trade suitors. They just don't have any attractive assets. And I mean, they know that, so they can be interested all they want, but it doesn't mean anything. Just like the Wizards can be interested in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and DeJounte Murray, but I mean, that may not mean anything at the end of the day. Shab, you said Rui plus Diddy plus 10 get us 4. I think Kuzma definitely has to be involved in that because, like I said before, when the Kings and the Lakers were about to make that Buddy Hield trade, the Kings wanted Kyle Kuzma involved. So I would still think that they're really interested in him. I would think that they may want Kuzma. So like Kuzma, Rui, for example, Rui, 10. Maybe Kispert, maybe. I think something like that. Chippy said Beal gets traded next season. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the contract looking like. You know, we'll see what all the specifics of the contract is looking like, etc. I think that would be pretty crazy to sign that extension and in the next season be like, I'm out of here, man. I think that would be pretty crazy. Sub, you said, what do you think about Diddy Avdia? Diddy, like I said before, I just want to see a real big improvement in his 3-point shooting. I want to see a big improvement in his 3-point shooting. I want for him to shoot at least 35%. That's my goal for Diddy this season with his shooting, because I think that's the most important thing for him right now. Of course, you know, improving his finishing, etc. But he shot 31% in his first season and second season. He shot 31% from 3. I need that to bump up to like 35%. I want to see that increase from him. Anthony, you said, what's your cat's name? My cat's name is Simba. Corny, but fitting. My cat's name is Simba. Mo, you said, what's going on, Mo? You said we need to trade Porzingis if he's healthy. Yeah, I wonder how big of a trade piece Kristaps Porzingis is. I wonder how big of a trade piece he is, possibly. Would they move him for like a bigger star? I don't see them doing that. That's just not the Wizards' MO to just flip things so fast. Like, unless it really just doesn't work, like a Spencer Dinwiddie, you have that kind of a situation. But like someone like the name value of Kristaps Porzingis, I mean, I'd be surprised. I'd truly be surprised if they moved on for him this quickly. Brandon, you said Rui's probably going to get what Kuz is getting right now, 11 to 14 mil. Yeah, I think that's fair for Rui. I think that would be something that's fair. 11 to 14 mil for him. 10 mil, something like that, around that, for starters. Cheb, you said Lakers suffering from delusion. They need to trade their big free agent. Their big free, and start again. Yeah, the Lakers, man. The Lakers won't do that because as long as you have LeBron James on your team, you're going to compete. Like, you're going to attempt to compete. Like, that's just the facts. But, like I said, they need to get rid of Russ. That fit is just not going to work. I don't think Ham's going to come in and just magically make it work. I just don't think that's a good fit. And it hasn't been a good fit. And we've seen for it, like, that is just not a good fit for the Lakers. And Russ for himself. Sub, you said, in my opinion, Daniel should go to other team. With good coaching, he has good potential. He just needs a good team that fits him. The thing, like, regardless of where Diddy goes, like, Diddy's going to have to continue to improve on what he needs to improve on. Like, shooting and hitting open threes. That's not team dependent. That's player dependent. Diddy has to be able to hit his open threes. Like, he has to be able to hit his threes at a respectable clip. Regardless if he's on the Kings, he's on the Pistons, he needs to be able to finish and use his left hand more consistently. These are player-dependent things. Like, yes, there's team things, whereas, like, maybe he'll get more shine, more opportunity, But still, the issues that he needs to improve on, he still needs to improve on regardless of what team he's on, whether it's the Wizards or it's not the Wizards. You know? Shab, you said, who's the best player comp for Ivy? Because we betting crazy on him being a star. Like, the most popular I seen was, like, Ja Morant, but I don't really see Ja Morant. Who do I see when I see Jaden? Like, I think he has shades of Ja. I think he definitely has shades of Ja. I would say maybe like I get the Ja comp. I think I would say shades of like Ja. Not I don't really see completely Ja in him, but I definitely see the shades of him. I see the shades. Mo, you said Sabonis and Rui good friends. They both from Zags. Yeah, they are Gonzaga brothers. I just wouldn't be surprised if Rui was involved in the trade to get up to 4. Especially if Kuzma's talking about getting his extension. Jordan, what's good? What's going on, Jordan? About time you hopped up in here, man. Shab, you said also which part of the DMV you from? I'm from Clinton, which is close to Waldorf. Waldorf may be more noticeable. Don't listen to Jordan. Sad. Don't listen to Jordan. OBJ, you said Ivy has shades of Ja, Wall, and Russ. I've seen that's another comparison, OBJ. I've seen like Russ. Like I've seen people compare him to like a Russ, type of guy as well. A Russ type of player. And I mean, even though I know Russ is getting hate right now, but some people say a Russ. I've heard a Russell Westbrook who can shoot. That's what I've heard. That's what some people say. Happy you said, but slower. Yeah, a little slower. I would say a little. Like I said, I don't completely see Ja, but I do see shades of Ja. So, all right, let me ask y'all this. So, do you guys expect any surprises when it comes to Bradley Beal and his free agency decision? Do you guys feel like he's signing that contract, or do you guys think he's leaving? Like, because him leaving would shock me. It would legitimately shock me. I expected. I'm just expecting him to sign the contract. All this extra stuff. I don't. Chip, you said Ivy at 4 with a gutted roster to get him makes no sense. It depends on what the. I would hope the Wizards would have a plan, Chimp, which is asking a lot of the Wizards. I would hope they have a plan if they were to trade up to 4 on what they're going to do to, surround the rest of the roster and complete the rest of the roster. And like I said, I know that may be asking a lot of the Wizards to, plan accordingly, to make this as smooth of a transition as possible. But, it happens all the time. Teams trade young assets all the time. It's just something that happens. Shabby say if he leaves, I will cry tears of joy. I feel like that would be a lot of the sentiment in Wizards Nation if Brad actually left. I feel like a lot of people just wouldn't be mad at it. They would not be mad at it. People are very like iffy on giving Brad this max, which I completely understand. OBJ, you say he's shot him for sure. Yeah, I agree. Bob Vay, you said Bill's going to sign. I would jump for joy and shock if he said trade me. I would be shocked. I would instantly be in like, all right, who we fit to get? What team do we? Okay, let me ask y'all this: if Bradley Beal, let's say Bradley Beal says I want to trade, I want to leave. You guys can do me with a sign and trade. Hook me up with a sign and trade. What team do you want to trade? Would you guys trade Bradley Beal to that is interested? Would it be the 76ers? Would it be the Heat? Would it be the Lakers? Would it be the Nuggets if they're interested? Who would you guys trade Bradley Beal to if he said, hey, guys, I want to leave. You guys can sign and trade me and whatnot. Who would you trade Brad to? Jody said definitely resign him with us. Agree. Shab, you said 250 mil for a third option on the contender. Chip, he said he's taking the money. I bet my house on it. Bill with 250 million richer. Yeah. Happy said he'll sign the ask for a trade after a couple years. I think that's a very realistic possibility as well. Chevy said nobody wants to come to Washington on a high level, and they can't afford to pay them. Yeah, that's the Wizards got to be able to draft well. They got to be able to draft well, or they got to make big trades. That's the only way, because nobody's walking through this door who's a big free agent and coming through free agency. Nobody's doing it. Bobovich, you said pull Wiggins Wiseman for Bill. Wiggins got about to get a little bag too. Zen, you said Miami. Mo, you said Miami. Bobovich, you said or a package around Maxi. I like Maxi. Shaw, you said Heat. So Miami seeming like the very most likely in the from you guys' perspective seems to be the number one destination for him. So Miami. Bobby said Poole or Maxi. OBJ said Portland, bring me back. So I forgot, Simon. I forgot about Portland. Portland would be possibly an option too to pair him up with Dame. Now I get is like maybe a little redundant. He's like, oh, you just had CJ, now you get Bill. I think Bill's better than CJ McCollum. I think Bill is better than him, and I think he would excel greatly having a player like Dame next to him. But I forgot about Portland. You can get Afrini. I say Afrini. Shabby said we got to ship him out west. Ain't no way Shawty about to be in the same conference as us. Yeah, I mean, I think they would try to get him on a West Coast team in the Western Conference. I think they would try to get him in the Western Conference. Definitely. So I would say like the 76ers and like Miami, they'll be very tempting options. Even like maybe Boston. We didn't even say Boston. I keep forgetting we got the Jason Tatum connection, etc. The friendship there. What about Boston? I feel like they will make a heavy push for Brad. Chippy said he from Florida. He'll go to Miami. Yeah, Brad, you got the Florida guy. He went to college to Florida as well. Went to college in Florida. Bobby said y'all like Hero. Yeah, like I mean personally, I like a Tyrese Maxey over Hero. Like Hero's cool, but yeah. Jody said I'm cool with Poole or Maxey. Hayne, what's going on? You said after this contract they have to get 4 pick. They have money to pay for someone on the league. Zen, you said Portland will be good. Need Afrini at the 1. I would love Afrini. That's another young player that I really enjoyed watching last season and watching him come onto the scene. Ace, what's going on? He said Blazers for Anthony Simmons and pick. Like I could get with that. Bava, you said yeah, forgot about Simons. He's good. Shabby said JB for Bill. Jaylen Brown for Bill. I feel like the Celtics will want to keep JB and Jason and Brad to kind of have like their big 3 going on there. You know, to kind of put them over the top since they just got to the finals. I feel like they will be like, yeah, we try to create this big 3. Give us Brad. We'll give you like, I don't know, Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, Robert Williams, something like that. I feel like they would do something like that. You said, Bari, what's going on? You said, if they want Afrini for Bill, then I hope y'all realize it will take place after the draft. And the earliest draft pick they could give up is 2025. Bobby, you said, who could we actually get from Boston? Yeah, that's the question. I feel like Boston would definitely make that push, though, because I feel like Jason Tatum would want them to really make that push. I don't know who they would give up. Now, if they're willing to give up Jaylen Brown, I'm completely fine with it, because Jaylen Brown is a dog. I would be pushing hard if I was a Wizards. It's like, all right, give up JB. Give us JB. We'll give you guys Bill. You can pair up the little St. Louis buddies. Give us JB. Mo, you said last team I want to see Bill playing with is the Celtics. That's also a fact. I don't think the Wizards want to see Bill on the Eastern Conference team. I don't think they want to see him in the Eastern Conference. I don't. I would think they would prefer, if he were to get traded, to trade him to a Western Conference team where they only got to see him 2 times a year. They don't want to trade him in the Eastern Conference. I don't think they would. Shao, you say he's staying. He said his decision is made. We all assume that he's taking that 250 mil. We all assume that. I would be shocked if, in a couple weeks, Brad said, yeah, I'm leaving. I would be shocked, honestly. I'm willing to bet money that Bradley Beal is re-signing with the Wizards. I'm that confident about it. The sentiment's been said throughout reports, beat reporters, etc. The sentiment hasn't really changed that he prefers to come back. Don't tell me you want to be the Dirk Nowitzki of the Wizards and then say you want to leave. What would that be? What kind of backwards ish is that? To tell the people you want to be the Dirk of the Wizards and then leave. Come on, man. That's crazy. Hammy said, I see good trade with Boston. I said, it will be tough to turn down if Boston's willing to give up Jaylen Brown. I just don't know if Boston will be really willing to give up Jaylen Brown. Awesomeness, he said, what is up, everyone? What's going on, bro? AC said, Toronto will be cool. You do got Toronto as well. Toronto got some nice pieces over there. Nick, I hope you trade Beal for Maxey/Hero/Halliburton. I loved Halliburton coming out of the draft, man. I really did. OBJ, you said this is all for nothing, though, because he out here building basketball courts at DC Hoods. Yeah, that's another, like I said. He want to be the Dirk of the Wizards. He building out courts. He building courts in recreational centers and whatnot. And he over here at the Mystics games, got the kids dancing on the courts. That boy ain't going nowhere. He taking that money. Bob, he said Brad, Rui, and Kisper for JB. I don't know if they would have to give up Rui and Kisper if they're already adding Brad. Brad's the big fish there. I don't know if you had to add Brad and Kisper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I wonder what a Wizards for JB package would look like. Joseph, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate you. Just listening. You said, so if you're sure Bill will sign, let's talk about the roster and the chances of them being at least respectable this year. Yeah, that's the thing. One, biggest hole we all know is point guard. Who are we going to get at point guard? Will they trade? Will it be Monte Morris? Will they trade up in the draft? Will it be Jaden Ivey at the one? Will it be John Wall if he agrees to a buyout? It's options out there. Will it be someone like Tyus Jones? Will it be? I doubt it will be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I doubt it will be DeJounte Murray, even though they piqued their interest and made phone calls or whatever. I doubt it will be them. Malcolm Brogdon, Mike Conley. The point guard option is the biggest thing. That's the number one right now because they don't have anyone there. So that's the start. Who's going to be the point guard of the Washington Wizards? Who's going to be the starting point guard of the Washington Wizards? That kind of helps me get a gaze on all right, what are we looking like for next season? I don't even know who's starting at the one. So it's hard to kind of gauge where the Wizards are going to be at. Bleacher Report had them at 21 in their power rankings as they're currently constructed, just off the power of Beal, Kuzma, and Porzingis. And I agree with that. I think they're around that 21 mark in the NBA currently. But we got to see what they do at the one spot, man. We got to see what they do at the one. OBJ said, I'm not a big Maxey guy, tired of these short guards. I get that too. I can get that as well. Ricky said, what decision did he make? He said, Bradley Beal said that his decision's made. He said his decision's made. I assume that he's going to be staying with the Wizards. He could shock us and go somewhere else. But all of the current events lead me to believe when he says his free agency decision is made, he's talking about re-signing with the Wizards. He said he couldn't say what his decision was because he's still carrying out his current contract. But we all know most likely that he's staying. I would be surprised if he left. I could always be wrong. I'm not an insider. I don't know. I could always be wrong. But I just would be surprised if he really left. I would be surprised. Bobovich said, I don't know. I just assume we would have to give up a lot to snag him. They probably value JB highly, especially at his age and contract. Yeah. But I really like JB. JB's a guy that I definitely wouldn't mind giving Beal up for. I really like Jaylen Brown. Maybe pick instead of Kispert. Possibly. Dappy said we live. I'm late as hell. My bad. What's going on, Dap? What's going on? Happy said, can't Diddy be a part-time PG? Yeah, I like Diddy. Diddy, I do see, and he did a little bit more last season where he was more in that secondary ball handler role. And we see Flash, he just, definitely has to continue to work with the handle, continue to work with the left hand, continue to work on that finishing. But we've seen him, run some secondary playmaking more a little bit in that second season. So I think we see more of that going into his third season because he could definitely play in that secondary playmaker role, especially coming off the bench. Joseph, you said, bro, we're doomed when we give Brad that money. Really hard to build a contender when that much money is going to one player, not including Porzingis' big contract. Yeah. It's like, if the Wizards were like, if they showed me in the past that they could build good teams, I would be more confident in the Wizards' future after signing Bradley Beal. But the Wizards have consistently given me no reason to have good faith in them and their decision making. So it's really hard for me to see, like, oh, the Wizards they got a plan. They got a sure plan to work this out. I honestly can't tell you, man. I don't know. I just hope they know what they're doing. I hope they know what they're doing, man. That's all I can really hope for, Joseph. Baba, you said trusted Tommy 2-2 on big trades, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Tommy with trades is pretty decent. Tommy, when it comes to the trades, he's definitely made some good trades, I would say. Moving off the John Wall contract, they're being able to move off the Russ contract, you bring in Kuzma, etc. Even though he started his own fire with the Bertans and the Spencer Dinwiddie contract. That was a fire that he made. He got out of it and got Porzingis, which is way more value than I thought he would have got out of those two guys. Josie, you say, I hope we trade up and get Jaden Ivey. I'll be sick of his Brogdon. I don't want Brogdon, bro. Like, I don't want to deal with the injury possibilities and just the age and all that, especially when I already got Porzingis on my team, who I'm worried about with injury stuff as well. Like, come on, bro. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like Brogdon. I'm good off help. Bob, you say y'all want Denny to be a PG when he can't even finish with his left and they guard him from the free throw line. Yeah, that's what I said. That 3-point shooting is going to be big for him, man. He has to be able to shoot the 3-pointer. He has to be able to increase his 3-point shooting because that'll help open his game up a lot more. Like, guys will have to respect his 3-point shooting ability, and have to guard him a little closer, which will make his life a little easier. Jordy, you said Diddy can't run the one. Yeah, like Diddy is that I feel like is a good, like get a rebound. He can bring the ball up the court, run a little something with him, but not like main number like at the 1-1. No, I agree. No. Chip, you said Tomas Satoransky start with the Rock, no choice. And that's if Tomas even comes back. He may go overseas. He may go back to overseas, man. That's even if Tomas comes back, because I liked what Tomas did. I liked what Satoransky did last season, man. Wasn't putting up a bunch of shots, kept the ball moving, defended, got the guys involved, kept the offense moving. And that's like a big reason why I like Dyson Daniels too, because I see a lot of that in Dyson Daniels, just at a better level. I can see him reaching a higher level, obviously, than Satoransky. That's why I'm kind of really big on Dyson Daniels. Haim, you said Smart, White, and for Beal. Smart, Derek White. That could be a start. Ricky said, I hope we can trade him. Beal is someone who should build around with. Yeah, I've said before, like Bradley Beal is a guy who other teams will love him to be like the 2 or 3rd option. But the Wizards are so desperate for something, they make him the number 1 because they're just so desperate. They're so desperate for, I don't know, something, relevancy, somehow, some sense of relevancy that they're willing to make him a number 1. So, hey. Because I think they look at it like this. Nobody else is willing. Who else wants to stay on the Wizards and be with the Wizards and come to the Wizards and do blah, blah, blah. Who's like all NBA potential, like Brad? Nobody. So when they get somebody like that, they definitely want to keep him. Because if they don't draft that next guy, there's not going to be somebody walking through the door who's willingly going to want to be the guy in Washington. Like, Brad is a different kind of loyal, because a lot of players would have been up out the door, assuming he stays. You said, who on. Chip, you said, what's Jaylen Brown's contract worth? That's a good question. Let me look that up. I'm going to show that real quick in a little bit. Ricky, you said get Hero on Maxey. Oh, no, I like Maxey more. I know he's not the biggest guy, but I like him a little bit more than Hero. Mo, you said Jaylen Brown stuck in Tatum's shadow. He need to leave Celtics. Hey, like I said, I would trade Brad for Jaylen. Shab, you said, what do you think of West? West, man, whew, he had some moments, bro, last season where I didn't understand, like, rotation-wise, I don't get it. It was like, I'll go to the Clippers game. You guys realize when, like, the Clippers were getting smacked in the second half, Ty Lue, like, switched it up. He played a bunch of different guys. He didn't play Reggie Jackson that much. He didn't play Batum that much, etc. He let the guys play who were on the bench. And they came back. And West was just continuing to play Spencer and all this. And Spencer was having a bad game. It's like he didn't want to adjust. He didn't want to move on from, what wasn't working. And then you had instances where guys like Rui Hachimura came in the game smoking. 4 for 4, 5 for 5. Take him out the game, ice his own player, have him out for however long. Then you had the Howell Neto situation where Tomas Satoransky was clearly the better one, but he kept starting Howell Neto until like they were eliminated from playing contention. And then he wanted to start playing Tomas more. I just didn't get some of the decisions he was making, some of the rotation moves he was making. I just didn't get it sometimes. But I mean, he was a rookie head coach, and then he had a lot going on with the locker room stuff, so I'll cut him some slack there. Chip, you said luxury tax, here we come. I mean, Ted, that's if you want to get up in there, man. Chaim, you said give him the money, is know what to do. If he was going on, he said, wait, Bill is leaving. Nah, Bill, I don't think Bill is leaving. It's possible. He said his decision is already made. When he was speaking to reporters, he said his decision is already made. He's come to his decision, so he knows what he's going to do. He can't say what he was going to do because he's currently fulfilling his current contract, so it wouldn't be right to, speak on what he's about to do. I assume, he's staying. He did all this at a court in D.C. that he just built. So, I assume, and everything he said, I would lead me to assume that he's coming back. Unless my critical thinking and my context clues are just, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about or seeing, and we all don't know what we're seeing. I mean, the guy, we've seen the reports. He wants to be the Dirk with the Wizards. He's leaning towards re-signing. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'd be shocked if he left. I really would be shocked. Liam, what's going on? He said Drew Hanlen is training Denny to shoot threes. That guy also trained players like Bill and B, Tatum and Harris. Yeah, I really like him. I really like him playing with, going to train with Drew Hanlen. I think that would be really good for him. And I know Quentin said that he was focusing on three-point shooting. So that's lit. That's lit. Because I really want to see him improve on that three-point shooting. Because I really think that'll help open up his offensive game more and make life easier for him offensively. Also, guys, I appreciate all the viewers. About 38 in here right now. If you haven't liked the video, make sure you like the video for sure. If you want to become a channel member, links in the pin chat. If you want to donate and help support, you can do that as well. Appreciate everybody being in here. Donate through a super chat. That'll be lit as well. Appreciate everybody being in here. This is lit. You said Liam, you said Tomas was good. I remember when he had double-double with 0 points. Yeah, like Tomas was doing his thing. Tomas was 100% doing his thing, man. Like, he was one of those guys where it's like, Tomas is one of those guys where he doesn't do too much, But he does the little things, and I like that. I like a point guard like that. If he's not a star or anything, he does the little things, which I really like about Tomas. He moved the ball along. He got guys involved. The ball didn't stick with him. He was on the boards. I really enjoyed Tomas. Joseph, you said Jaylen Brown is like that. Boston wouldn't trade him, though. He shot better than Beal from 3. Yeah, I will be surprised if the Celtics will want to get rid of Jaylen. Joseph, you said Tomas is a solid backup, good size. He's going to find guys and play defense. Yeah, I would love Tomas as a backup point guard. I think Tomas as a backup point guard is really good. I don't know if I would want him to be my full-time starter, but off the bench, I mean, he's a guy I can easily rely on. If he wants to come back, I would 100% want to bring him back in a backup role. Just as he said, very painful watching the Nets right now. Do you think it would just be as painful watching the Wizards this season coming up? The Wizards won't be as bad as the Nationals. Like, the Nationals, man, they got... I mean, Patrick Corbin contract is terrible. Steven Strasburg contract looks terrible. I mean, he came back. Now he's back on IL. They just look like a bad team. I mean, I like Josh Bell. I would be looking to trade Josh Bell because he's smoking right now. He's been pretty good. Josh Bell's been pretty good all season. I know Juan Soto hasn't really been, at his best this year. Definitely. But the Nats, I don't think it'll be as bad as watching the Nats. It's tough watching the Nats. I see some pictures on that mound, and I'd be like, who are these guys? Like, legitimately, who are these guys on the mound? But I mean, I always like to watch Josiah Gray. I definitely like to watch Josiah Gray. That's my guy right there. Losing track. Stay solid. What's going on? You said, how mad were you when we blew that 35-point lead against the Clippers? Bro, I was steaming because it's just no way that's possible. This is what I said back then. It is hard to blow a 35-point lead in NBA 2K. It's hard to blow a 35-point lead in 2K. How do you throw a 35-point lead in a professional basketball game? I mean, you getting done up by Amir Coffey. Like, type of guys. What are we doing? That was insane, bro. Like, if it's hard to lose that kind of a lead in a video game, how in the world are you losing that kind of lead in a professional basketball game as a professional NBA team? That is insane. Okay, Sarbar, you said DeBill told his decision. He said he made his decision. He didn't say because he said he's still fulfilling his current contract. But using all the context clues and that he's given us, I think it's safe to assume that he'll be re-signing with the Wizards. I think it's safe to assume. Going off of reports, things he said, context clues, efforts in the city, being at Mystics games, I think it's safe to assume that he's coming back. Me personally. I think to a lot of people as well. That makes sense. OBJ said Jaylen Brown needs to learn how to dribble. He dribbles like KCP. Yeah. Definitely got to improve on that handle. Definitely. Ricky, you said after that Clippers game, I knew that Bill ain't it. Man. Oh, man. I was ready to trade everybody after that Clippers game. I was legitimately ready to trade everybody. I didn't want to see anybody on that team anymore. I was just so over it. I was over the team. I was over the season. Because it's like, it didn't get no worse than that. That was pathetic, man. That was pathetic. Joseph, you said, yep, West has lots to learn, but we got to give him more time. He said, Wizards ain't never paid that luxury tax. Man, I just have so many issues with the Wizards in their front office, bro. Oh, my Lord. They've just done so many things as malpractice. I swear to goodness. Stay Solid said, do you think Frank Vogel will be a good head coach for us? Head coach? I mean, I probably wouldn't have minded him being the head coach. I would love if he wanted to come be on the Wizards bench to help Wes out. Have a nice veteran presence. He's played with Bron. He's won a championship, etc. Excuse me. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind Frank coming over on Obviously, he wouldn't be the head coach, but I wouldn't mind seeing him come over on the bench in a veteran assistant coach type of role. Liam, he said, for real, West got too much hate. We just need to let him develop. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to be too hard on him because, you know, he was in a difficult situation. You got vets that crying about playing time. You got vets that don't like the offensive system or don't get it. I mean, you got guys fighting in the locker room. It was a lot going on, man. It was definitely a lot going on. Then you kind of got hit with COVID too a little bit. So I got it. I don't want to be too hard on him. But I mean, he did have his moments where I was just scratching my head. Dap, you said, what day does current contract end? Because I know he's fulfilling his current one. I think they were saying something about like his decision is in like could be made in like 2 weeks or is going to be made in like 2 weeks, something like that. I feel like I kept seeing the lines of like 2 weeks, something about 2 weeks. Hammy said no, he stayed for sure. Yeah, I agree. I think he stays for sure. Big J said, bro, if Brad bounced this way, that would be messy like LeBron in the decision. Like, bro, you telling me, and this is another reason why I think Brad is staying. Because you're telling me this man has said, reports have said he's leaning towards staying. He said he wants to be the Dirk Nowitzki of the Wizards. He's building the courts in D.C. He's going to the Mystics games. Kids dancing on the court. After all this, hullabaloo, you telling me, after all the times he could have left in the opportunities, you know, to say trade me, you telling me after all this, in current reports, etc., you telling me that he would just leave? You know, I would not. I think Brad would be like, hated dude number one. Because it's like, people don't want Brad to give Brad the contract, but they kind of understand that the Wizards are going to do that. But it's like, for you to say all the stuff you saying and then leave still? Nah, bro, that's wild. That's pretty wild, in my opinion. Chevy said we can afford Tomas. Are you saying can't or can? If you're saying can, I would assume we can. So I would assume you're saying can. I think we can. I'm pretty sure we can. He won't cost that much if he stays in the U.S. The Black Light said I think we get SGA. Boy, I would get on here ecstatic. I don't care who we give up. I'll get on here ecstatic if we could get SGA. I really would. OBJ, you said 4 days away from Ivy being a Wizard. Speaking into existence, brother. Speaking into existence, man. Shy, you said, who do you think has the most potential out of the young players? Out of the young players, who has the most potential? I would say, because I like Kisper too. I would say Rui. I think Rui definitely has the potential to be the best out of all the young players. I would say currently out of the young players on the Wizards, he's probably my top pick. You just would like for him to improve defensively, definitely, which I think is possible. I've seen him play really good stretches of defense before. So I would definitely say Rui. I think Rui currently has the biggest potential. Crown, you said, imagine thinking the Wizards are ever trading Rui for Ivy. That's their whole Japanese market. That's another thing too. Like the Japanese market, the Wizards definitely, you know, are tapped into that market. Love being in that market. Same with Denny, you know, love being tapped into that Israeli market as well. You know, that matters. Like those logistics type of things matter, especially to the Wizards. Like being in on those markets and, you know, being having influence in those markets and having those markets watch your games and product, that matters. You know, that definitely matters, I will say. On the business side of things. Black Light, you said, I think we traded Rui or Kuz in the 10th for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And if that's all it took, if it needed one more player, bro, I'm all in on SGA because I know what SGA is about. I loved him coming out of college. I have a tweet from 2018 talking about how much I loved him coming out of college. OBJ said, yes, I believe. Hammy said, this year Kuzma surprises who you think will surprise next year, and do not run to say Diddy. Say with thought and your true answer. Who surprises this year? Who do I think surprises this year? I'd say, you know what? I I think, and I may get hate, I think Bradley Beal may surprise this year. I think he'll have I think Brad may have a really strong bounce back season. I think he'll be back in that All-Star game. I think he'll do his best to try to live up to that Supermax contract that he's about to get. I think Brad is going to have a really good season this season. Like, I think he's going to have a really good year. In my personal opinion. I 100% think he's going to bounce back from the down season he had last season. And I think the fans are going to be, like, all right, Brad, I see you. I think they're going to be more like, all right, I see you, Brad. Because right now, the view on Brad is just, like, very sour. But I think he's going to get it together next season. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I mean, all NBA type season? I don't know. Possibly. Crowd, you say Rui has a ton of potential as an all-star 3-level scorer if he gets his defense right. It's something that generally learned as years progress. Yeah, and I think Rui's a smart player. I think a lot of Gonzaga players are just smart. Players who come out of Gonzaga are smart players. Like, they come out with really good IQ guys. I like Gonzaga players. I mean, I understand why the Wizards like Gonzaga players. Stay solid. You said, I wish Kuzma would be consistent all throughout the game. He could be like playing like garbage the whole game, and out of nowhere in the fourth, you'll just see him knocking down clutch threes. Yeah, man. I mean, they do say it's about when you hit it, man. They do say it's about when you make those shots, Liam, you said also West worked with the Nuggets so he could use those Jokic plays for Porzingis. That would be a big help for us. Yeah, I mean, of course, Porzingis isn't Jokic. Jokic is just a different kind of beast. But yeah, I mean, Porzingis, you seen it towards the end of the season. Porzingis was hooping. And I mean, that Lakers game especially, where he pretty much put the Lakers away, I mean, like, that's what you want to see for a full season. And now I understand he's not going to play every single game, but, like, you don't want him, I mean, hopefully he's playing more than, like, 53 games. Chip, you said Clippers was rock bottom, was supposed to be a defensive coach. We had one of the worst records, but let's see how Coach West can do. Yeah, I'm willing to give him this season. If the Wizards suck this season and he's not doing a good job, everybody's going to be calling for his head. I already know it. Everybody going to be in the chat saying fire West. I already can see it. I can foresee it. So I hope the Wizards do well for his sake. Henry, you said, who would you want between SGA and Murray? SGA. I'd take SGA, personally. I like DeJounte, too, but I would take SGA. Ledger, you said, man, I know Japanese have followed their Twitter. They put so much effort into it with translated interviews, etc. Now you have the extra thing with Machida? Rui? I know, being on the WNBA team. Yeah, I know, on the Mystics. Yeah, and Crown brought up a good point when he brought that up. Like, the Japanese market, as far as trading Rui, like, that's a market that Wizards want to be tapped into. So I could definitely see them keeping Rui, because of his potential, but also because of just that exposure into that market, They don't want to have that market leave. They definitely have put in into the Israeli market as well. They've put a lot of effort into it, Crown, you said I want SGA. Murray's a rich man's Monta Ellis. Whew. Monta Ellis was a hooper, though. He was a hooper in his days. Unless you said nobody they trade Rui willingly unless they get the best offer ever. Yeah, I think it really, truly depends on the player. OBJ, you say it could be worse. We could have traded Beal for Ben Simmons. People were saying at a point they wanted Ben Simmons here. Like, I've seen people on Twitter at times saying, like, they wanted Ben Simmons. I don't want nothing to do with that guy. He's just a mess right now. And then the whole injury thing, that just would have made stuff a lot worse. It's just, nah, I'm good off Ben Simmons. Crowley said exactly. Mystics just acquired, I need to know how to pronounce her first name so I know I'm saying it correctly. It's paying off market-wise, and the team has great point guard depth. Rui is a great pure point guard. Yeah, and I forgot. I'm glad you brought that point up about her being on the WNBA team, because once again, that's another player that's hitting that Japanese market for Ted. So, I mean, the more I think about that, like, unless it's for, like SGA type of player, I struggle to see Rui going anywhere. I do. I struggle. Liam said, "I love to have Shea, but it would be just so unbelievably stupid if the Thunder traded him. Coach Pop doesn't like Murray, so that seems like a lot more realistic." I would be surprised if the Thunder got rid of Shea, because it's like, why? Isn't he like the guy that you're trying to build around right now? I don't know. Maybe they just want to tank forever and keep getting a bunch of first round picks. Maybe that's what Sam Presti's plan is in OKC. He just want to continue to build up and get first round pick after first round pick after first round pick. I don't know. Maybe that's what he wants to do. Elon, you said you could explain what Bill decided to do. Bill said, talking to reporters while he was opening his court out in DC yesterday, he pretty much said that his decision is made. Like, he knows what he's going to do. He knows what his decision is. He just can't currently say because he's still fulfilling his current contract. But using context clues and critical thinking, etc., and looking at all the recent reports and what he said, it's safe to assume, like, if you were to bet money, I would tell you can bet money. I would feel confident in you betting money on it. I think it's very safe to assume that Bradley Beal will be returning to the Washington Wizards. If there was any doubt, I would say, like, I don't know, but I feel pretty confident in saying, from everything that I've seen, unless the dude's just a flat-out liar, and he's just a liar, I would assume that Bradley Beal's coming back. Don't be a liar, Brad. I don't think you're a liar. I think you're a man of your word. And everything you've said and reports have made me and led me to believe that you're coming back, you know. So don't have me doing all this and everybody doing all this for you to just leave. Crowd, you said, I don't know who can ruin the franchise worse, Kyrie or Simmons. Like, they're both messes. Like, talented messes. Kyrie a little more of a talented mess, but like Simmons is like, he's a talented, but he's got a whole litany of issues as well. Like, and Kyrie's getting to a point where it's like, not only is he got all these off the court stuff going on, you're losing. You know, the Nets is losing games. You're getting swept in the first round, and then it becomes is the talent worth the drama? You're not really winning, you know? You're not getting to the finals. You're not, is it really worth it? It gets to that point with Kyrie for the Nets. And if it wasn't for KD, I think Kyrie would be getting shipped out yesterday. If it wasn't for KD being there and KD being his bestie and whatnot. Amy said, I like your answer with Bill. Yeah, I think Bill's a good answer. I think he can surprise a lot of people. I think he'll have a good, strong bounce back season. I definitely think he'll be in that All-Star game. I don't know if he'll get the votes to be a starter, but we'll see All-Star Bradley Beal again next season, I believe, if he returns, which I assume he is. Aviv, you said, if anything, the finals taught us how important defense is. After our last season, I ain't positive. You got to play good defense. Yeah, that's a big issue with the Wizards as well. They weren't hitting a lot of three-pointers. But they shot a lot of them, but they weren't making a lot of three-pointers. But they also, they also didn't play good defense. Like, they played, when they were 10-3, oh man, they were locking up. They were like a top 5 defensive unit in the NBA at that time. And then the defense just fell off. The paint protection just fell off. You got to be able to defend, man. We've seen in the Wizards' past, in the Scott Brook years, when they were scoring 150 points in the regulation but still losing. You can have all the offense you want, but if you can't get consistent stops, you're not going to win basketball games consistently, man. You got to play good defense if you really want to compete. You said, Elon, you said Diddy much better than Rui. You said you explain why. Just answered that. Crowd, you said where's NBA 2K? I'm not getting into the Anthony said Murray's an all-star and plays D. Aviv, you said Jap market is huge. Israeli is small but very dedicated. Yes, I will say, like, that's what I agree. Like, the Japanese market is definitely bigger audience for sure. But the Israeli market, like, you guys are definitely, you ride with Diddy. I respect that. You guys go hard for Diddy, and I always understand, like, why you guys have so much faith in, like, his potential and whatnot. Because you guys saw what he could do when he was playing for Maccabi Tel Aviv, and obviously the NBA in that league is completely two different things. But I mean, that's your guy. So I obviously get it. And I respect the support. You rock with Diddy hard. And I can always respect the loyalty there for sure. Crowd, I'll take back my DeJounte Murray take. And like I said, Rui's the most selfish player in the world. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. No. Jay, you said for real, it's going to be an entire new team. Kuz going to come out blazing because he knows he's not a role player anymore. Denny getting his three right and being more athletic. Rui will be playing free mentally. Yeah, like I like the fact that Denny's going to have that full off season. Rui's going to have that full off season. Not missing half the season, getting wet, because it was a thing like Rui missed half the season in a season where it's not Scott Brooks coaching, so you don't know the system, you don't know everything. This is a brand new system with a brand new coach who don't know that much about you, don't know if he like you that much, etc. So it was tough. It was definitely tough for Rui. Crown, you said Shea and Murray are young all-star caliber point guards that both crap on Brogdon. That's all I care about, not getting Brogdon if we could get them. That's why I said I'm willing to give up a whatever for Shea, definitely. And DeJounte too, because those are both two young guards that we know can hoop. Like, we don't got to worry about some bust factor, like possibly with Jaden Ivey. Like, we know these guys get the job done. We know they hoop. We know. Non-long, you said, I can't believe they trade Diddy for any Benza. I'm not sure how to say it. Liam, you said at Crown, Rui only has a 2K because he was the first Japanese player in the first round. There, you said D-Love for Israel. Yeah, love back to Israel. All my people from Israel watching. Thank you for tuning in and supporting. You guys are great. Chip, you said non-long, what does... Yeah, I was like, I have no idea what that means. What's going on, Biggie? You said, yo, what up, D? Just got on. Thought you were chilling today. My bad for being late at work. Yeah, I thought I was chilling too today. And then the whole thing with Josh Robin dropped the article and he was talking about, Brad said he made his decision up and he knows what he's going to do. So I was like, oh, that gave me a little something to talk about because I really didn't think I was going to have that much to talk about today. So I was like, let me hop on stream and talk about it. I was like, Brad talking about he got his decision made up and everything. And I assume he's coming back. He said he can't speak on it because he's fulfilling his current contract, but I assume he's coming back. He's made his mind up. Allegedly, I just remember some insane game. Anthony said Kispert and Kuz been playing more golf than b-ball this offseason. Hey, is it AD bad? Because AD was saying, what did AD say? AD said he ain't touched the ball since, I forgot what he said last time he shot a basketball or something like that. And the Lakers fans was on Anthony Davis's head. Henry said, were we better or worse on defense with West this year than last year with Scott? Let's look at defensive efficiency. Let me look that up real quick. Let me look that up. Team rankings, defensive efficiency. This season, the Wizards were 25th in defensive efficiency. Last season, they were 20th. So technically, according to defensive efficiency, they were worse. They dropped 5 spots in comparison to last season. So there's your answer right there. If you want to go just strictly by defensive efficiency, we strictly want to go by that. Crown, you said, hasn't Kispert been working with Lethal Shooter? Biggie said, do you think Kuz likes DC or will he want out? Meaning, could this be the second home? Same goes for KP. I know KP and Kuz, like, they like DC. I feel like Kuzma really enjoys DC. Like, DC is a good place to be. Like, I mean, it don't got the weather of, like, a Miami, but, like, it's a cool place to be. The nightlife is lit. It's a very diverse area. A lot of different, like, just options here. You know what I mean? Like, so many, so many different cultures in DC. I mean, it's very diverse out in DC. I think it's a really cool place. You know, it's a young hip place. I mean, once you like get here, I think people, you know, I think they like it. And then KP, isn't he like a Commanders fan? Porzingis is already like a Washington Commanders fan or something like that. Liam, you said 45 viewers. Yeah, I appreciate all the viewers being in here, man. This is definitely, I think, the most viewed since I've been streaming on YouTube. So yeah, I appreciate everybody watching for sure, from wherever you're watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't already, well, if you aren't subbed and you want to chat and get in the conversation, go ahead and hit that sub button so you can join the conversation with us. If you haven't liked the video, make sure you go ahead and like that video. I got 2 goals over here. Want to hit at least 10 members, at least, I would hope. So if you want to join as a channel member, go ahead and do that. Want to do some jersey giveaways, etc. For members, that'll be lit. And then donations, super chats. I don't know. I just put some goal there. Move out goal. I threw that up there. So if you want to put a super chat up to help go towards that, you can if you want. But I just appreciate everybody being in here in general. Haim, you said when they started this season with a strong defense, they won until Bradley made a mistake and thought they should be better on offense. At that moment, they started to lose. Yeah, it was like, and I think this is a thing. I think this is something that was big that happened. The Wizards were playing good defense, but a lot of the players didn't really like the role they had on the offense. And when I feel like the players kind of started to tune Wes out, like a lot of people didn't get the offense. A lot of people just, I feel like they were, you know, it's like, because they were complaining when they were winning. They really were complaining about the system they were playing in. You know, Spencer was just saying, you know, like, I'm just doing what I'm told. They're telling me to pass. And then I think they kind of just started slacking off, because when you're not interested and engaged offensively, it's hard to become engaged defensively. If you don't like your role offensively, for a lot of these players, unless you just pride yourself on defense, I think you're going to start slacking off defensively. Biggie said, how do you become a member, or am I because I'm subscribed? You become a member. I got a link in the pinned chat. If you look at the chat, I have a pinned comment. If you click that link, it'll give you like the join message. I mean, it'll send you to a screen. It'll say you can join. It's $4.99 a month. So if you want to support in that way, you can go ahead and do that. You just click the link in the pinned chat. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think the roles and how they kind of didn't like the role they were playing, I definitely think that hurt them, you know, defensively, because people started to tune out a little bit. Liam, you said VC Kuz asked for an extension, so I think he likes being in DC. Facts. Yeah, I think he enjoys being in DC. Crown, love from Israel, not for Rui, clearly. Yeah, I think that's the thing I see a lot with Diddy fans. It's like, because Rui is like the next like young guy that's like right there. He got drafted before, like a year before Diddy. So it's like Diddy, it's no love lost, I feel like, between Diddy fans and Rui fans. Like, when I used to make videos during the season, these were like, Rui plays no defense, blah, blah, blah. Liam said AD ain't touched the ball since April, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Because I remember, yeah, AD said that the Lakers fans was on his head. Said he need to be up in that gym, especially after the season he had. Elon said, listen to this plan. Draft Dyson Daniels, trade Kuz, KCP, and Rui for Siakam. Hey. Roster Daniels, Beal, Denny, Siakam. That's lit. Biggie, thank you. I appreciate you for joining as a member, my guy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Shout outs to Biggie. So you got like 3 emotes, 3 like little emotes I got, and then a Wizards badge. It's a badge of a wizard, because we support the Wizards over here. So if Dyson Daniels makes it to 10, that would be lit. That would be lit. I mean, I like that. I like that. Siakam, I really like Siakam too. So you got Dyson, Beal, Denny, Siakam, and KP. I don't know if they would want to start Dyson at the 1, but I mean Siakam's a guy that I've never really thought about like that, but I do like Siakam. Siakam's tough. Siakam's definitely tough. Siakam's definitely tough. Crown, you said Dwight Howard hasn't touched the ball since last week. I heard. Ayla, let's say comment. You said we're not trading Rui. Toronto isn't giving up Siakam. Keep dreaming. Yeah, that's that. I don't think Siakam's going anywhere either. I don't think Siakam's going anywhere from whatchamacallit, from Toronto. Chip, you said Rui is his best player off the bench. He has a score worth 20 points. Yeah, if West keeps him in the game while he's hot. If West keeps him in the game while he's hot, Chimp. Like I said, there was so many times that Rui would be hot and West would just have him out the game for so long. Like we wouldn't see him again until like however long of a period. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. Chippy said, I believe he's going to get the spot ahead of Denny. Biggie said, what do you think our record will be next year? It's tough. Like right now, currently constructed, I can see, what did we finish this season? Currently constructed, like with just the base team, our base team, with no current point guard. Let me look at our record this season. We were 35-47. Right now, having a full season of KP, I'll assume he's healthy for majority of the season. Kuz, I assume that he, continues to play well. And then Brad, expecting him to be better. Currently constructed, I see the Wizards around, like, I see them barely being, like, floating around that positive record. Like, I see them like a 42-40 type of team. I could see them being like a 42-40 type of team, fighting for that play-in 9-10 spot. I can see their record being that, like, currently. Like a 42-40, 43-39 maybe, something like that. I could see that. Crowd, you said 31-51. Whoo! That's harsh. That's harsh. 31-51 is harsh. Leo said W, Biggie W. Yeah, facts. Biggie's a dub. He's a big dub. He's a big dub for the membership. Definitely. He said no doubt. Yeah, appreciate you, Biggie. Thank you. And Hamey said there's a problem because they are losing team and everyone wants to do what they want. Yeah, you got to reel everybody in, man. Everybody has to know their role. That was an issue last time. You had so many different players who wanted to play and get a certain amount of time that, guys just, as Brad said in the interview, there were people on the team who had their own agendas. And that's a big issue. Like, guys have to know their role. If guys don't know their role, it's an issue. It becomes a big problem. Guys have to know their role, man. Because if nobody knows their role, it doesn't work. Everybody on the Celtics knows their roles. Everybody on the Warriors knows their role. Everybody on the Miami Heat knows their role. And these are winning teams. Because the role players know what they need to be doing. And the stars know what they need to be doing. There's no confusion there. Everybody's on the same page. And the Wizards lack that at times. Biggie said, I want Johnny. You already know. Yeah, I think Johnny Davis, out of everybody we've named, out of Benedict, Dyson, Shaden Sharp, I think he's the most realistic there at 10. Because I just know he's going to be there at 10. I think he's definitely the most realistic, for sure. Hey, like you said, because it's true you can't win with Rui. He doesn't play defense. He's very selfish. You said crowd at him. You said, and the rookie head coaches are helping. Imagine the disaster that would have happened if we kept Westbrook without Scott Brooks. Yeah, like West works well with Scott because, Scott knows Russ. I don't know how well it would have went with Wes. I don't know. That's a good question. It's a really good question. Lior, you said because Rui doesn't pass the ball and he takes bad shots many times. I think one of my main things with Rui, outside of defensively, I would like to see him grab more rebounds. That's one thing I really like that Denny does that Rui doesn't really do consistently enough for me. Like Denny will have like 7-8 rebound games. Rui will have like 2 to 3 rebound games. If you're gonna be down there, Rui, at the 4 or whatnot, I need you on them boards. Denny be on them boards. I need him to be on them boards. That's one thing I definitely will say like that I like about Denny when he's out there. You know, that Rui needs to improve on outside of defensively is rebounding as well. Denny really helps as far as the rebounding aspect of things. But yeah, offensively, Rui is definitely ahead of Denny offensively. He said because it's true you can't win with Rui. He doesn't play defense. He's very selfish. Crowley said, "Oh, Rui doesn't pass the ball." LMAO. Leo said Rui is also bad in defense. It's just sad but true. Anthony said if Kuz stays, they are trading either Rui or someone paired with Rui. Think about it. Kuz outperforms him in every way. We won't need him that way. We can bring in someone better. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but like Crowd said, the Japanese market thing, like that matters. The logistic and the business side of things matter as well, man. I think it really does. Like I truly think stuff like that, like the logistics and business and markets, I do think that matters. I do. But it's possible. Like I said, I would never say that Rui is untradeable. You know, I'm not going to say that. You know, for the right player, you know, I would still move him, but I definitely think that, you know, when it comes to Rui, you also have to look at the surrounding factors of what comes with Rui. Because he's very popular in the country that the Wizards will love being in right now. And having an influence in right now. You said Krause has 3 good things about Rui Ukrainians. As he said, think about it. Yeah, Chip. You said, I wish Rui would be more selfish in his scoring machine gun Rui in the house. Shai said, man, some of these Israel fans are too toxic. Big J. Alright, if Brad is staying at least for another season, then getting John back makes everything work. We can draft any way you want, and you not trading away Rui or Denny. Like I said, I'm all for John coming back. I mean, I'm all for John coming back. I'm 100% for John coming back. I would love to see him come back. 100%. I'm down for it. If it comes down to that option, and you know, Brad's like, I'm cool. John's like, I'm cool. The front office makes up. I'm cool with running it back. Biggie, you said Johnny and Beal in the back court. If he does become a Wizard, he can take some of the pressure off Beal. They can switch bringing the ball up court. I have a feeling he would start before the All-Star break. All-Star game. Yeah, like I think Johnny isn't a true number 1. But, I mean, he definitely can handle the ball. You know, he definitely can make those ball handling decisions. Yeah, he is one of those guys who I think can eventually take pressure off of Brad. You know, I like Johnny, man. I definitely like Johnny. He's not my top option. But, like I said, I continue to say it. If the Wizards ended up drafting Johnny Davis, that's not something that would make me upset. That was something I would be like, okay, that's cool. I would like that. That's cool. You know, just don't give me Jeremy Sohan. Don't give me a Jeremy Sohan. Don't do that. You know, so as long as it ain't a Jeremy Sohan type of guy, I'm cool with Johnny Davis. Give me Johnny Davis. And I say he's good on offense. Leo said Davies defense got beef with Rui. Crowd said D came up with a real criticism for Rui besides defense. Try doing that, everyone. You're only gonna take congratulations. Anthony said true, that is a fact. Leo already said Rui is only 1 point per game ahead of Denny, not that much. Crown Leo he said he missed like half the season and came off the bench. And he said Denny also came off the bench. Biggie said Rui does bring in that overseas money, him and Denny. Yeah, like and this is the thing I say like about like Israeli fans and whatnot, and why like I respect their loyalty, because isn't it the games come on like really late in Israel, right? If I'm correct. Let's see, Eastern time to Israel time. I don't. It says Israel is. It says Israel is 7 hours ahead of Eastern time. So let's say the Wizards. Is that true? What time do the games? My fans from Israel. What time do the games come on for you guys? If games come on at like 7 p.m., what time does that usually come on for you guys? Is that like really late, or is that like 4 to 5? 4 to 5. Because I was like, what about the like 10 o'clock games? What about 10? Like 10, the 10 late game, the late night games were on the West Coast. 3 a.m. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Lord. See, like that's dedication right there. It will be hard for me to continuously watch games that late. I struggle when the Wizards like play Western Conference games at 10 p.m. Just listening, you said Tommy Shepard gave West a good team. He just wasn't able to handle them. That was a 10-3 team and blew it up. How the heck do you do that? It was just, I don't know. It just went bad so fast. Like, it was cool, and then everything just went so bad, bro. Everything went bad. Anthony saying, I'm in a trade for the 4th pick. I think our fans will definitely be most enticed if we got a higher pick and trading Rui rather than another year, banking on another year as the past one. Like, I'm all for the Wizards taking risks. Anything for them to, like, switch it up. You know, I'm all for it. And I'm really high on Jaden Ivey. So, I'm all for a move up to 4. I'm all for a move for SGA. I'm all for a move for DeJounte Murray. You know, these moves I'm not opposed to. You know, it's just all about who do you give up? Who do the Wizards want to give up? And like you said, it's sad that you think like that. 4 to 5, 3 a.m., 3 p.m. 3. Bertans did what he helped Mavs take the championship. I don't know what's going on with that comment. I have no idea what's going on with that comment. He said, I think they come on at 5 in the morning. That would be crazy. Like, that's... Boy, because like I said, I'd be struggling to stay up when the Wizards come on at 10:30 when they play in the Lakers or the Clippers in L.A. I'd be struggling to stay up, man. Them games be too late for me. I can't do it. Like, I like the Wizards, man, but I be struggling, and sometimes I be dozing off. I said Denny's not perfect, but you can win with them. You just can't win with Rui. I think you can win with Rui. You can win. Like, this is my thing with Rui. Like, I think Rui, like, especially since he's increased his 3-point shooting, and that's one thing, like, I really enjoy about Rui. Rui Hachimura increased his 3-point shooting percentage while missing half the season for... let me just look at it right here. He missed half the season, and he increased his 3-point shooting from freaking 32% to 44%. You know, on almost 3-point attempts a game. That's really impressive. Like, that tells me that he was like working hard. Like, he may have not been playing, but he was working to improve his game. And I can do nothing but respect that. Like, Rui has his limitations. Denny has his real limitations. But I also understand and acknowledge the potential of both of those players. Like, Rui can improve defensively. He can improve on the boards, etc. You know, maybe he can, facilitate a little bit more, get a couple more assists. You know, look for guys to be open a little bit more instead of just going to that ISO step back mid range. You know what I mean? Like, those things can be worked on for sure. And like Diddy, you could talk about as far as improving ball handling, improving the 3-point shooting, improving the finishing with the left hand, etc. But, Diddy also excels at defensively. Especially at the beginning of the season, he was throwing up the clamps, throwing up the X. He was very impressive. I was saying that Diddy was having a all NBA defensive type season to start, you know? So it's like both players definitely have their issues. They definitely have their faults. I think they could contribute on both of them. I think both of them could contribute on a winning team. I think they both could contribute on a winning team. But they will always have things to improve and work on, especially while they're young. You know, these are young players. These are both young players with a lot of room to grow. You know, Diddy's going into his 3rd season. Rui's going into his 4th season. So, you know, these guys are still young guys, man. They're still young guys. Rui's 24 years old. Diddy's what? Diddy is 21 years old. Like, these guys have a lot of room to grow, you know, still in their games. These are young players. You know, like, these guys are guys that I feel like can contribute and play and be in rotations, whether it's off the bench or not, for, you know, contending teams. They can help contribute for winning teams. Both of them. You know? And I mean, I also acknowledge both of their flaws, but I also acknowledge both of their, you know, good areas and their potential as well. You said Liam, you said, Lior, you said, what is up with John Wall? John Wall's probably going to agree to it. Well, not probably. He's definitely going to agree to a buyout with the Rockets. So he'll be a free agent soon, I'm sure. So it's all about, you know, who he wants to go to. Does he want to go to a championship contending team like the Clippers? Maybe the Lakers if they move Russ. Miami Heat. I know they got Kyle Lowry. I don't know what's going on with that. But like, or the Washington Wizards. You know, once he agrees to that buyout, he'll be a free agent and free to go wherever he wants to go, which could potentially be a reunion in Washington. Liam, you said there is no player I hate more than Bertans. Did you like him as a Wizards fan? I don't like Bertans. He took the Wizards' money. He catfished us all. He had that like 2019 season where he was just going crazy and shooting a crazy amount of threes. And then after he got paid and got his contract, he sucked. All he needed to do was make threes, and he couldn't do that anymore. And he sucked. So I don't like Davis Bertans. I don't like Spencer Dinwiddie because Spencer Dinwiddie started running his mouth off and sending shots at my team. And I didn't appreciate that because he didn't play good enough. And he didn't take any accountability for his bad play on the Wizards. Like, yes, the Wizards have their issues, bro. But Spencer Dinwiddie, you sucked, bro. You sucked. You played a lot of minutes and you had the ball in your hands a lot. And you were bricking. And you were acting like the paint was lava, my guy. Stop trying to put everything on Wes. I didn't know what they wanted me to do. Blah, blah, blah. Say you didn't play good, bro. How about that? Every time I talk about Dinwiddie, I get into a mini rant. Because he just makes me so angry. Anthony said, what other position are we really lacking in guys as far as backup? Do we have enough bucket getters? Do we have enough bucket getters? I think now we do with like Brad coming back. He's a bucket getter. Kuz can get buckets. Rui from time to time. When he's hot, Rui can get buckets. KP could definitely get buckets. And that's another reason why I think Beal is going to improve, because Kristaps Porzingis is a guy who's going to demand a lot of attention. He's going to blame a lot of attention. I said blame. What did I say? Blame? He's going to bring a lot of attention to himself, which is going to free things up for Bradley Beal. Teams can't just lock in on Bradley Beal, because if you do that, more likely than not, KP has a mismatch down low in the paint. More likely than not, he has a mismatch down low in the paint. So you try to focus in on Beal, KP starts to kill you. I think Brad's life is going to get extremely easier next season with Porzingis next to him in that front court. The Wizards haven't had elite front court talent like Porzingis. I don't know since I've been a fan. So that's saying a lot. Biggie, you said Rui had his best year. Russ brought that dog out of Rui. Russ did a lot as far as leadership. He had a big influence on Denny. I think he had a big influence on Rui as well. I think he would have had a big influence on Corey Kispert if he was still here. I mean, Denny and Rui both bring up Russell Westbrook. You know, they brought him up, talk about how big of a help he was to them, etc. Even when they spoke to him after they played the Lakers, you know. Russ definitely had a big impact on the young guys, especially Rui and Denny for sure. And that's one thing I liked about Russ's time here. I feel like as far as leadership, he definitely had a big impact on everybody. Russ with the love some facts. You said Rui can't improve his defense because he don't type of guy that helped to win. You know, you think about his stats. Liam, you said, I went to that Wiz versus Mavs game and our whole row was booing Dinwiddie whenever he got in the game and we kept telling Bertans to shoot and he kept missing. Got to get my anger out that game. Yes, like when the Wizards, that's the only game where I wanted the Wizards to like, bro, I don't care about lottery seeding. I want you guys to blow these dudes out. I wanted them to beat the Mavericks so bad and I wanted Dinwiddie and Bertans to have such a bad game. And they did. And I was so happy. And you know why? First of all, they gave these dudes a tribute video. Talking about some thank you. They didn't deserve a tribute video. They paid both of these guys. They did nothing for the organization and they sucked. And the team sucked. And they got a thank you video. I'm gonna boo that dude too next season. If I ever go to the Mavericks Wiz game, I'm gonna boo him next season. Both of them. Saint, you said Sis Gortat. And Gortat is like, Gortat wasn't like a skilled big. Like, Gortat was somebody who was really good at the pick and roll. I think Gortat is still the best, like, pick and roll big, like, screen setting big the Wizards have had. He used to set really good screens. You know, him and John Wall's chemistry was really, really good. Gortat had that, was like, he had that chemistry. Him and John, that pick and roll game was vicious with him and Gortat. He said, shit, we've had since Marcin Gortat. And yeah, and look at the skill difference between the Marcin Gortat and the Kristaps Porzingis. You talk about skill level, it's like night and day there. Not saying Marcin is like not skilled, but we're talking about as far as like the things they can do, especially offensively. KP could just, you know, he's that type of level, all-star player, type player, when healthy. Crown said Rui needs to become more aggressive and confident as a scorer. This whole selfish narrative is all. I would like, and I say the same thing about Denny as well. Like, I say Denny. I like to see when Denny gets aggressive. Like when Denny goes up for a layup and he misses the layup. I feel like Denny could have dunked it. Like I'm like Denny could have dunked that layup, man. Like I feel like Denny could have. Sometimes when he's going up for lays, etc. Man, slam that thing home, baby. Take it to the rack strong. Believe that this is about to go in. You know? Like, I say, I be wanting Denny to be more aggressive as well.
Yes, sir.
I like
yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Kyle, appreciate the sub. Thank you. So it's like, I want both of them to be more aggressive. And I mean, to put my thoughts out there, I don't think Rui is a selfish player. I don't think you can't win with Rui. I don't think it either. No. I got love for both Rui and Denny. I got love for all the young guys because I want everybody to succeed on the goddamn Washington Wizards. I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to meet their potential that I think they can have, you know? So, I want everybody to be good. Whether it's Rui or it's Denny. You know, I don't do the whole personal beef thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ole, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on Denny and Rui. I like both of them. I think they both can contribute. I think they both have their issues, but I also think they both have their strong suits. Definitely. Gortat had that dog in him. He had his moments, you know, he had some nice tough slams as well. Gortat had moments where he had that dog in him. I mean, his nickname was the Polish Hammer. Mackie, you said John Wall made Gortat. John Wall did say on ESPN, he said, I don't know why Gortat was talking because he got the most spoon-fed buckets ever. Which is pretty true. You say it was so magical. You say it was so magical. I love watching it every game. Curry said low key he did make Gortat. Yeah, I mean Gortat even said on Twitter when he was when Colin Cowherd said his take, he said John Wall made him better. Cause Kendrick Perkins asked him if John made him better. This is the day of Denny. Crowley said 2021 was magical because I didn't know we'd be that crap of a team. Then you said, oh, like W facts. Cal, what's going on? You said, as a Wizards fan, do you think Beal is dipping or staying? Bradley Beal, looking at the context clues, critical thinking, looking at everything Bradley Beal has said, looking at the reports that came out about Bradley Beal, I would be shocked if Bradley Beal is leaving. I would be shocked. I would legitimately be shocked. I'm willing to bet anybody money that Bradley Beal is returning as a Washington Wizards next season. I mean, like, I'm that confident in it because the man done said a lot. Reports have yet to say that he's leaving. All the reports are saying that he's staying. All the reports are saying he's leaning towards staying. The man said he wanted to be the Dirk Nowitzki of the Wizards. He just opened up a new court in D.C. or renovated court in D.C., helping out the community. He was supporting the Mystics at the Mystics game. I mean, I would be shocked if the guy leaves. So when he said his decision is made, I think it's because he knows he's coming back. He just can't say it yet. Mo, you said Lakers fans go crazy right now. Why they think Bill going to the Lakers? I don't know. Bill going to the Lakers is like at the bottom of the list because the Lakers don't have any good assets. They don't have any good young assets. They gave all their good young assets away when they traded for AD. They gave Brandon Ingram away. And then they gave us Kyle Kuzma for Russ. So, THT ain't it. I mean, Malik Monk is cool, but, not as a main piece for Brad. Like, who's the main piece that the Lakers have? Like, anytime you have a trade for, like, a star, you have a main piece, a main trade piece. Like, all right, this is the player we're starting with. When it was AD, Brandon Ingram was the player you started with. Like, all right, we're starting with Brandon Ingram. He's the guy who we're starting with. I mean, so it's like, who is the Lakers' main piece in this trade? We're talking about Brad to the Heat. We're like, all right, Tyler Hero is our starting point. We talk about the 76ers. We're like, all right, Tyrese Maxey is our starting point. Like, we know who the starting point of these trades are. Who is the Lakers' starting point? Talon Horton Tucker? Come on, man. Get real. And you're, 2027 or whatever, 2025 first round pick? I'm good, bucko. You said Lakers and they fans is delusional. Definitely got some delusion going on there. Crown, you said, I'm hoping that Anthony Gill will be out. Nick Collinson, and that he'll have his number retired in 2033. Hey, let me give Anthony Gill some love, man. Anthony Gill is a guy who, inconsistent playing time, but when he got his number called, he hit some big shots, hit some big corner threes. He out there on the boards. He out there hustling. He out there playing, not complaining about his playing time. Anytime his number was called, he came out there and played, and I love that. I'm a big Anthony Gill guy. Love Anthony Gill. That's a guy who just get up there and hoop and play and take advantage of the time he's given out there on the court. I love that. Give some Anthony Gill love right now. Liam, you said, I don't care what Bill does for DC for that type of money. I am not keeping him. Yeah, personally, I think majority of us in this chat and in the Wizards fan base, I think majority of us isn't giving Bradley Beal that money. But the Washington Wizards front office, they're giving Brad that money. Even though Bill said my decision will be based on winning, yes. Bill's also said he feels like he can win in DC. He's also said that, Kyle. He said that I feel like I can win in Washington. So, and let's be real, he got 250 million reasons to stay as well. That's a lot of greenbacks. That's a lot of bones. That's a lot of dinero It's a lot of coin. That's a lot of chicken, as they say, in other terms for money. I mean, he feels like he can win in Washington. He said it, so he says it's based on winning. But let's be real, Kyle. If it was really based on winning, Bradley Beal would have been gone. Biggie said 3 seasons from now, who's our best pick from our youngest guys? That's a tough question. Because I don't know if Rui, Diddy, and Corey will all be like our young guy. Like they'll still be here. I don't know if they'll be like traded or something on a different team. I keep landing back on Rui. I really got high hopes for Rui, man. And I think it's because I'm so impressed with his ability to improve his 3-point shooting. That just makes me happy for Rui. So maybe that's why I keep landing back on Rui. Even on Corey, I'm not sleeping on Corey Kispert. Let me talk about Corey Kispert because I've been talking about Rui and Denny all day. Like they're the only 2 young guys we got. Let me talk about Corey Kispert. Corey Kispert I really like. He made Davis Bertans expendable #1, which is why I love him. And also, I feel like Corey Kispert is more than just a shooter, like a strictly 3-point shooter like Davis Bertans was. He has a little in-between game, got a nice little floater. He's a high IQ player. Once again, a Gonzaga thing, I feel like. He's a high IQ player. Off-ball movement is terrific. Makes great cuts. He attempts to play defense, Sometimes, he just can't. But he attempts, and I respect that. I really like Corey Kispert. Kyle, you say if he left Washington, where do you think he would go? If he left Washington, I think he would want to go to Philly. I think Brad would want to go to Philly, man. I think he would want to go to Boston as well to play with Jason Tatum. I think Boston, Philly, Miami are like the top 3. He went to Florida in college. Boston, he got the Jason Tatum connection. 76ers, he be playing with one of the best, if not the best, depending on how you feel about Giannis, the best or second best player in the Eastern Conference, or third best, depending on how you feel about Kevin Durant. Next to Joel Embiid. I think Philly, Miami, Boston, those are like the top 3. And I think Boston would be like high up because of Jason Tatum. Also, they just went to the finals, so he could feel like he would be that like next level point. Like he could get them over the hump. So out of those 3, I say Boston. I say he would want to go to Boston. Saint, you said they made some dumb moves over the years. Facts. Mackie, you said my nose keeps itching. I have to keep scratching my nose because it keeps itching. Mackie, you said NBA Twitter gonna go crazy when Bill signed that contract. I can't wait for it. I already know what it's about to be. Liam, you said Cal. I think he'd go for a contender like Philly or Miami. Yeah, like I said, I got Boston, but I think Philly and Miami are like that's the top 3 right there. Philly, Miami, Boston. Cause I'm not sleeping on the Jason Tatum connection. Like him and Jason are boys. And the Celtics just went to the finals. Oleg, you said I think Kuzma didn't play that well before Bill's injury. Kuzma needs the ball. Yeah, Kuzma is good with the ball in his hands. He definitely played well in that role with having the ball in his hands. I don't think he needs the ball, but he definitely played better. He definitely played better when Bill was out. I will say. He played better when Bill was out for sure. But I don't know if he needs the ball. But he's definitely better with the ball in his hands than just like standing around waiting to catch and shoot. Christ said Cassius Winston will probably be better than Rui, Denny, Kispert, all of them. Y'all be surprised if he gets 3rd team All-NBA in 2027. I like Cassius, man. Michigan State, yeah. Big J, you said, yeah, I'd be surprised if Brad rolls out, but I wouldn't be upset. It'd be a sign and trade, and we get our mini rebuild around Kuz and KP. Biggie said, order Denny, Kispert, Rui. Rui, Denny, Kispert right now currently. Kyle, you said something tells me Brad could be on his way to Boston. He's childhood friends with Tatum, both from St. Louis, same high school. Tatum obviously just got to the finals. Bill wants to win. I can see that. Yeah, same. I was just saying the same thing, Kyle. Yeah. Me and you on the same page there. I definitely think I wouldn't sleep on Boston. If he like had to force his way, I like Boston. I think Boston's my number 1 thing. I think Boston will be his number 1 choice. Champ, you say I hope Gil comes back. Facts, I love Gil. Kyle, you say he could resign the max with Washington and request a trade just so he saves all that chicken. Yeah, I wonder. Like, I wonder what the contract's going to look like. I mean, because I don't think he'll do it like immediately. Like, but I do think that's a possibility that he ends up being like, all right, I'm done here. I'm gonna leave. I definitely think it's a possibility. Biggie, you say I think Bill is worth 180 mil, no more than 200 mil. Yeah, I don't think Brad's more than 200, worth more than like 200 mil. Like 250 mil is crazy. That's insane numbers, man. For a guy who's not like a number one option, that's crazy money. Liam, you said that would be such a finesse cow. Facts. It's possible though. Biggie said anymore he's stealing. Well, he about to be doing a lot of stealing. Crown hot take. I think that Bill is worth 13.7. Denny Abdi. Jay, you said if Brad really on that Dirk vibe, he would not take the max to allow cap room to improve the team. We'll see. Like I said, I put it up here before. If he really wants to be the Dirk, of the team, take that pay cut, bro. Go ahead and take that pay cut. Dirk took the pay cut. You know, he wanted to help the Mavs in the off season. This is back in 2013. To go ahead and take that pay cut, brother. If you really want to be the Dirk of the Wizards. Kyle, you said, I don't know why. I'm just worried that we are going to lose the Bill to Boston. What do you think, Liam? I mean, it would be because it would be a sign trade. It would have to be a sign trade, obviously. And it's like, who does Boston give up? But I definitely think Boston would be an option for him. Biggie, you said, my thing is Bill say he wants to win. How can you do that if he's taking up most of the salary cap? Why not take a little less and get players? Because he wants to win, but he also wants to make as much money as possible. But what you're saying is absolutely correct. If you really, really, really wanted to win in DC, I mean, you give him a little pay cut. To help. That is a true teammate move. That's facts. Hammy said Corey is not appreciated. Yeah, I like Corey Kispert, bro. You know, like the main guys we're usually talking about Denny and we're usually talking about Rui. But I like Corey Kispert, especially towards the end of the season. He really came into his own, kind of. You know, so I really got love for Corey. He got that sneaky athleticism to him as well. Kyle, you say you make a good point. D, I also feel like Bill watching his little bro Tatum struggle in the finals made him want to team up and get over the hump. Yeah, it's like, if Brad wanted to leave, I could see him really trying his hardest to get to Boston. Is like to help them get over that hump. You know, it's like, dang, you know, y'all was there, but maybe if y'all had me, y'all could have got the job done. Y'all already got a good coach, good team. We got me and you. You know, especially if they can keep Jaylen Brown, that's like a terrific big three. You got whoever at the 1, Brad at the 2, Jaylen at the 3, Jason at the 4. Like that's a nice squad right there. Liam, you said, Oleg, that is not totally true. Kuzma and Bill both had good games together. I remember one game Kuz and Bill both had 36 each against the Hornets. That's what I don't think Cal needs to have the ball in his hands. I don't think he needs to have the ball in his hands. Elan, you said, I agree with you, definitely Boston. Yeah, I would say Boston because of that Jason and Brad brotherly bond. You know, I think that's strong. I think that really is strong. And I think Brad will 100%. I 100% think he wants to play with Jason. You know, I don't know if he's willing to pass up on big money to do it. And plus, the Wizards will have to like a trade package that Boston is giving them. They will have to like it as well. Because ultimately, it's up to the Wizards to decide who he ultimately would end up with. Zaytoven, you said, what are the chances of a straight up Jaylen Brown, Bradley Beal swap? Straight up, not sure. I don't know. Because I don't think Boston wants to give up Jaylen. I don't. Like, I think they really like Jaylen. I see people say in the finals, it was like, is Jaylen Brown better than Jason Tatum? Is he the best player right now in the Celtics? I mean, I wouldn't want to give up Jaylen. I like Jaylen. I really do like Jalen. I wouldn't give him up personally, so I don't. I doubt Boston would do that. Crowley said Boston would actually never do that. Cal, you said I doubt Boston would want that. The point would be to make them a big three. Boston had a trade exception of close to 20 mil, so they don't need to match Bill's contract dollar for dollar. Yeah, like I think the point would be they will want the big three. They will want Tatum, they will want Bill, they will want Jaylen Brown all together. Jaime said I see United States getting excited about the offensive, and I understand why, but Boston has proven otherwise. Boston's really good defensively. Boston was really good defensively, and that's a big part of why they turned it around, because they were really bad to start, but they flipped the script in a big way, because there was like talks of them blowing it up at one point. If y'all remember, the Celtics were in a rough spot, and they were talking about just fans talking about, man, maybe you need to blow it up, maybe trade Tatum, etc. But they turned it around, and defense is a big part of that. Liam, you said for real, Biggie. Ty, you said Peyton Waste, second round UCLA basketball. I'm gonna look him up. Crowd, you said Corey's TikTok is not appreciated. I won't be on TikTok. If I get on TikTok, I need to follow Corey, because apparently he got the content on there according to Crown. Liam, you said you can't get the max and have the best team possible as one or the other. Do you want to be a good contender, or do you want to be selfish and take the max? Yeah, and I think he wants to take the max. I think he wants to take the max, man. I think Brad is like, he wants to win, but it's like, that's up to the front office to do it. Y'all figure it out. I take my money. I play to the best of my abilities. Y'all figure out all the logistic stuff and team building stuff. That is y'all job, not mine. Give me my money. I think that's how Brad is with it. Ty, you said you think DeAndre could be a star in the league and for the Washington Wizards. A star? I wouldn't say star. I think Diddy can be a really good role. I've always said I see Diddy being a really good role player. Like, I feel like he can really contribute on a playoff team. Like, for example, like Herb Jones, if you guys ever watched the Pelicans Suns series in the playoffs, like Herb Jones, he was really good. He played really good. He was a very good role player for the Pelicans. Guys like that, somebody who can really come in and help be effective. Like, he's not a star, but you can rely on him to help your team out in the playoffs. You can trust him to be in your playoff rotation. I definitely can see that type of role for Denny, which isn't bad. Not everybody got to be a star. Not everybody got to be the All-NBA player or the All-Star. Because some of the most valuable players are the role players on championship teams. You got to have good role players. You can have good stars, but are you really a championship team if you don't got the surrounding guys around the stars to really help bring that team together and cement it? Callie says, a Wizards fan, I would like to get Rob Williams, Grant Williams, Marcus Smart, and picks for Bill. We finally have a good young core. Yeah, and you know what's funny about Rob Williams? The Wizards were supposed to get Rob Williams in the draft. They got Troy Brown Jr. A lot of people were mocking Robert Williams to Washington because they wanted the athletic big with John Wall. And they ended up going Troy Brown Jr. And we see how that turned out. Liam, he said, I'm a huge believer in Diddy. If he's locking up stars right now, I'm sure he has a good future ahead of him. Yeah, I think Diddy has a good NBA future ahead of him. I definitely think Diddy can contribute. I think he'll be in a playoff rotation. That's why I was so upset that he was hurt when the Wizards made the playoffs to play the 76ers. I would have loved to see him get out there, and get that experience. But sadly, he had got hurt, and he had missed that whole playoff run. But I would have loved to see Diddy get that playoff experience. Biggie, you said he makes money through Jordan Brand and other endorsements, so he has enough money. That's just being greedy. Hey, they say make as much money as you can, Biggie. But I agree. If he really was about it, he'd take the pay cut. If he really was about it. If he was really about it. Corey said Corey didn't have a disappointing rookie season in the slightest. It's funny. What's funny is that Jalen for now drafted Jalen Johnson, who's a G League rotation guy. Corey, I think Corey's rookie season was successful. He had a successful rookie season, in my opinion. Like, I was really impressed with what he did. I liked it. He struggled at the beginning, but I mean, he was a rookie. But he turned it up later. Definitely. You said Crowley said at Crowley says a Wizards fan. I like to trade Supermax's Bill for LeBron. Crowley said I'd rather have a slew of young high potential players than LeBron, to be honest. Yeah, LeBron at this point, he getting up there, you know. But I mean, that being, I don't think it will fully be Jordan on the Wizards. I don't think it will be fully Jordan on the Wizards yet, but LeBron is getting up there. That's why Cleveland, when he was talking about Cleveland and at the All-Star break or something like that, they were like, you know, Cleveland fans were like, yeah, we love you, Bron, but we good. Because they got a slew of young guys. You're like, what do you need LeBron for? I take a slew of young guys over LeBron. Personally. Well, would I? Did I just lie to myself? I may have just lied to myself. I don't know. You said the Celtics don't win in 2008 without PJ Brown. Role players or something. The Celtics probably lose to the Cavs. Yeah, role players are extremely important. Role players are extremely important, man. And that's why I say with Denny, like, me saying Denny or Rui I see them being a good role player, you know, on a winning team. Like, that's completely fine. Just because I say they aren't all-stars, that does not mean that they're not good or something. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that at all. So I would definitely...
I ain't never, ever seen you act like this before.
Aaron, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. My mans, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you. So yeah, role players are so important to a winning team. Like, they are so important to a winning championship team. So important. You got to have good role players. Hold on next. Cal, you said facts. That mid-range PJ Brown hit was key. Elon, you said show me one person who wouldn't take $245 million. Facts. You put $245 million in my face. See what I do. I ain't turning it down. Like I said, I don't blame Brad. Get your coin. But if we talk about all this winning stuff, winning, you know, the pay cut is the most logical thing, team-wise, team-building-wise. But, you know, let's not act like, you know, Brad is all team winning, because he ain't turning down that money. You said Corey stepped up early in his career, which is a great for the Wizards. Yeah, Corey definitely, like I said, I like what I saw from Corey. I definitely like what I saw from Corey. Big J, you said, yo, low key, I couldn't wait for those finals to be done to get to the draft. I'm kind of getting hyped regardless of what happens. Yeah, everybody gets excited around draft time, especially when your team isn't in the playoffs. You know, you start looking at team stuff again. Draft is what? 4 days away now. We're 4 days away from the draft. And make sure y'all in here. I want to see all y'all in here on draft night, bro. I need all of you guys in here on draft night. You guys got to be in here on draft night so we can watch it together, man. We definitely got to be in here on draft night. Crown, you said Corey is why I can sleep at night. Corey, another Gonzaga guy. High IQ player. Another Gonzaga guy. Once again, Aaron, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate the donation, my man. Always coming in here with the support. I appreciate the donation. I appreciate this. Man, the support today has been great. Appreciate the views. Appreciate you guys coming in here chatting with me. Biggie, thank you for the membership, my mans. Aaron, thank you for the super chat, my guy. You guys have been great. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for just coming in here and being, you know, having conversation, man. It's lit. Dr. Burner, you said, oh, thank you for the subs too. Cal, Oleg, thank you for the subs. Joseph, thank you for the sub as well. Just make sure I get all my thank yous out the way. I don't want to miss nobody. Yeah, so I appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you. Dr. Burner, you said sign and trade Beal to Sacramento for 4 picks straight up. My goodness. I don't know about that one. Biggie said, didn't Corey beat Bradley Beal rookie 3-point shots made? Yeah, Corey Kispert broke Brad's record or something, rookie record. Record. Corey Kispert. Yeah, he broke Bradley Beal's 3-point rookie record. That's what he did. He broke Bradley Beal's 3-point rookie record, which is impressive. Crowley said, I believe. Dom, she said, Happy Father's Day, D. Thank you very much. That could be coming in my sites very soon. We'll see. That could be coming in the site soon. And yeah, Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in here. I don't know who's daddies, but any dads in here, Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to anybody who's in there's fathers as well. Callie said, brother Wizards need to pray that Benedict Mathurin falls to them. Man, you talk about somebody who got that dog in him. Benedict Mathurin. He got that dog in him. I say it all the time. Bro got that dog in him. I mean, that's my number one guy right there. Now, I doubt it happens. I truly doubt it happens. I truly doubt it happens. But Benedict Mathurin got that dog in him, man. And Clive, you said, Carl, we said, what's your all-time Wizards rookie starting five? I start Wall for sure. All-time Wizards rookie starting five. I'd say John. John definitely. I'd say Brad at the 2. At my 3. Who am I starting at my 3 for Wizards all rookie? Who am I starting at the 3? At my 3. Who do I want to go with? Do I want to go with like Karan? No, Karan wasn't a rookie with the Wizards. He didn't get drafted by the Wizards. What am I talking about? I don't know who I went at the 3. Wes Unseld at the 4. Give me Wes at the 4. Give me Wes Unseld at the 4. Gotta respect Wes. Who's a good rookie 5 with the Wizards? Like, should I just go Brendan Haywood or something? Should I just go Brendan Haywood at the 5 for the Wizards? At the 3, I mean, maybe Otto Porter? I think I would go maybe Otto Porter. Like John, Brad, Otto, Wes Unseld, and Brendan Haywood. Is that ugly? Am I missing somebody? And then Brendan at the 5? Is that ill? That may be ill. Elon, you said Diddy can be Diamond Grand 555. Big J, you said thank you for giving us a place to talk with. Salute. Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be lit during the season because, this is just the off season right now. So we just really just talking about stuff we want to happen, stuff we would like to happen, just news that pop up, etc. We just talking about that right now. But when the games start, it's going to be lit because we actually going to be able to watch stuff and talk about stuff daily, like reactions to games, how we feel about the games, etc. So it's going to be lit, especially when the season starts. Biggie said I'll be here on draft night. My man, because I'm going to be here. Aaron said I'm a big daddy. You said Wes Unseld was the MVP as a rookie. Yeah, definitely got to put Wes in there. Can't disrespect Wes. Definitely got to put Wes in there. Christ and Corey 3 would be foul. Yeah, Otto over Corey. Yeah, I was like, I think Otto will probably be my 3. At my 3. So like John, Brad, Otto. As my first 3. And then Wes. And then, I don't know. I want to say, yeah. Like, Brendan. Because I don't really know about the 5. Oh, you said Wall, Dixon, Cheney, Blanche, and Wes as your 5, Jay. You can respect that. Jawan, Crowley said Jawan over Blanche. Jawan Howard. I forgot Jawan Howard was drafted by the Wizards. Jawan Howard. So good. Yeah, the Wizards got some. They've had some names. They definitely had some guys they drafted that turned out to be pretty good. OBJ said Wizards going to be lit on 2K23 with Jaden Ivey. Man, I would love to play. I would love to be able to play Jaden Ivey as the Wizards on 2K. I would love to. I would definitely love to. Man. But yeah, we've been on here about knocked out another 2 hours, guys. Let me look real quick let me see if there's any news. Am I missing anything? Any news wise, Wizards wise? Let me make sure I'm not missing nothing. Because every time I get off, something happens. Or like something pops up. And I'm like, man, if I would have just stayed on stream a little bit longer, then that would have been it. Okay. Don't look like I'm missing nothing. So yeah. I'm probably gonna wrap it up. Been on here for about another 2 hours with you guys. Yeah, so to sum everything up, Bradley Beal say he made his free agency decision. Big, you say your center is JaVale McGee. Wizards JaVale McGee? The Shaq and a full MVP JaVale McGee? Not Lakers or Phoenix Suns McGee, but Washington Wizards? Are we talking about strictly Washington Wizards JaVale, or are we talking about career JaVale, like NBA champion JaVale? Because there's two different types of JaVale. It's two different types. You got Shaq and a full JaVale, or you got NBA champion JaVale. That's what I would think. But, no, yeah, guys. Thank you for the support today. You guys were lit once again. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the membership. Aaron, Biggie, Oleg, Cal, and Joseph. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the likes on the video. Yeah. Now, Monday, career championship, JaVale McGee. Okay. Yeah, like that, JaVale, yeah. Definitely. I was just looking at Wizards JaVale. I was just strictly looking at Wizards JaVale. But yeah, so thank you guys all for tuning in. I said I was going to take a break today, but then the Brad stuff happened. Or said what he said. I was like, let me hop on here. Tomorrow, I don't know. For sure. I mean, I don't know for sure. I'll say that. I don't know for sure if I'll be on here tomorrow. If I can, I will. We'll see. But thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys for all the support. Have a happy Father's Day. You guys were lit. We'll be back here again, man. Definitely. Keeping up the streams for you guys. But happy Father's Day, guys. Have a happy Sunday. Have a good day. And I'll see you guys next time, man. Peace.